Andrew, C1D Paintball. It's time for another paintball dispatch. We're talking about maps. I know people like to call them fields. I call it paintball, like Warzone is a field and there's individual maps on it. It could be a field within a field. I think you know what I mean. But we're actually talking today about Lancaster Paintball. And I got a few things open here. I got the screens in front of me. We did in 2024, there was 6 of us that went from C1D to Lancaster Paintball. It's a relatively new field and it's growing, but right now and I don't think it's insulting to them, it's a mom and pop shop, getting bigger. It's got a good feel to it. Right now it has, I believe it has 5 or 6 fields. A couple of them are fairly big. The other 3 are smallish, but getting bigger. As far as, honestly, you have to, when you start small, it takes a bit to get bigger, but there have been changes made already. Now, it's not our home field. Why are you talking about Lancaster Paintball? Paintball community, and I love the community that C1D has built, specifically around Warzone as well. But you just can't play at one place. You can't just put everything in one basket. There's a lot of paintball players everywhere. They need options. There's people willing to put out fields to give options. Lancaster is one of them. So the 6 of us went, 6 C1D guys, actually 5 guys, 1 girl, went to Lancaster Paintball last July 2024. We had a great time. I had a great chat with the owner about, you know, what he'd done, what his plans are. Sure enough, I've heard back from him on plans on 2 particular fields that will be changing, expanding. So let's talk about them here. I've got 3 computer screens in front of me as I do this, so I'm going to just go back and forth on what I've set up for this. 2 fields in particular. Now, the one field, which is kind of, I think I'd call it their centerpiece field, Bunker Hill. It's a little overview of it. It's been featured in a couple of videos, a couple more I think we have to release as well to it. But it's a nice field. It's got a bunker on top of a hill. Bunker Hill, get it? And it has, one of the things that's kind of unique about it is the trench. It's not a deep trench like World War I where you're talking, you know, 8 feet high with, you got to be real. I mean, there's this thing called rain and drainage. So it's a nice little trench in there, and it's like an attack and defend field. We had a blast on it. However, after talking to the owner, he mentioned that since we'd been there, and in the fall, he'd done work, and it's actually called Vimy Ridge now, and apparently a series of trenches that are going to change this field. And I'm intrigued. I'm a big World War I fan, and Vimy Ridge was a great battle, and probably the one of the quintessential Canadian battles they've ever fought, definitely in the First World War. Sacred ground. So to call something Vimy Ridge, you got to earn it. And I haven't seen the changes yet. From what I've heard, it's going to be intriguing. So, I mean, imagine that field with more trenches. So while that hill is really important, trenches on it would of course mean having to go trench to trench, going ahead to win a game. It's for me, I can't wait to see pictures. It's winter right now as I record this, so once literally the snow melts, we'll get some good pictures to that, and of course we will get out there and take a look at it. Now, another one of their fields, once again just looking here, that we played on, called Jungle. Just looking at the screen here again. I'm going to read what the owner sent to me here. By springtime, I'm hoping to have the forest behind the jungle map opened and planning on widening that map by 30 to 40 feet. I might have to change the name to the jungle entrance because the only part of the map that would have a jungleness to it. So the current, I've got it up on the screen, the current map as it's laid out, and it is a small one. Imagine that being the only jungle. And we're just going to theorize here. Boom, here we go. We have the current jungle and where it could expand to. When you're talking about 20 or 30 or 40 feet, So roughly that, it's going to expand. It's a great sign. Do we have any more details? Do I know the concrete idea of the expanded area, if there's a few trees or less trees or a clearing or barriers or bunkers? No. However, being expanded, being changed. I actually like the corner jungle area here, but you know what? When we go to the field, you're going to have a bigger area to play in here, and if you want, you can section it off to have a smaller, maybe 3-on-3 battles like we had before. There are other fields at the facility. The other 3 fields that we saw when we were there, right now, I mean, maybe there's plans in the future, but you can't just go to pie in the sky. Right now, they've worked. You got to do, like, don't bite off more than you can chew. That's the expression I'm looking for. So they've worked on Bunker Hill. It's now Vimy Ridge. He has a plan to get everything up to expand that jungle field. And honestly, if he's just going to use the nature more than anything around it, that's going to be relatively easy. And I expect to see that in 2025. So Lancaster Paintball is going ahead. They're doing upgrades, they're doing changes, they're improving. One of the reasons why I like our home field, Warzone Paintball, is they continually improve. It seems the money they make, paintball doesn't make that much money. You're not going to get yourself rich on paintball, that's for sure. But they're reinvesting it into the field at Warzone. And clearly, there's that desire by Lancaster as well. As you know, the sport grows and contracts in different areas where you are. Just to see a small field that, you know, it's tough enough when you're a big field to hang on. It's not easy to get your foot in there and get something stable. By doing this, they are investing. They are reaching out to tell the community, yeah, we're serious about this. We're going to do this. Now we need to back them. Once the field opens up, when the winter's over, we will go to Lancaster. We will check out these changes. We'll document them. We'll take videos. We will celebrate it. We will let you know. Still be going to Warzone. Of course, it's the home field, exploring some other fields. But once again, this video about the changes at Lancaster Paintball, a place when we went last year, we're very happy with. Again, it's a smaller field, getting off the ground. Only positives so far. And with this latest news, it continues to be only positive. Remember, go out there, have fun, support fields, try different fields, be positive, because it's just a game. I was going to say my usual catchphrase, but people commit like this, you got to go there and you got to support them. Maybe is it a little bit more cheaper than other fields? Is it more expensive? Sometimes you do got to pay a little bit more. Lancaster, by the way, very, very affordable. Very affordable. And if that changes a bit, they raise their prices a little bit, well, they're investing I don't know if they're doing that, but they're investing in the field. Okay? Nothing's free. So if they're going to do these things, we got to support them. Other fields as well. Go out there, have a good day. If you're in the middle of winter, like when I record this in Canada, where, you know, don't really play indoor paintball, at least not anymore. I hope you're out there soon shooting it around. For those of you lucky enough to play around, have fun. I will say my catchphrase, because remember, at the end of the day, it's just a game.